Hey guys, it's Miss Delcambre. So today's finally Friday, April 23rd, and here's a rundown of our day. So we did our builder check, so make sure your builder is complete and ready to turn in. We did our griddable practice, which I'm going to go over today. We took our griddable quiz, and then when you were finished, you did some practice on IXL under section P. So you'll need your journal for reminders. Sorry, you really don't need your journal, but you need a pencil and a pen, and make sure you also have your Cami app ready. So let me close out of this. And when you go to your Google Classroom, this is what we're looking for, the griddable practice. So you're going to go to the griddable practice, you're going to open it, and it's going to look like this. So what I like to do is I like to zoom it in to about 190 because we're going to be bubbling in some stuff, and it's easy when you have it a little bit bigger. Okay, so we see bubble each answer with corresponding griddable. So 56, we would bubble 5 in the 10 spot, 6 in the 1 spot, and because it's positive, we would bubble the positive. Okay, so our next one here we have is 1%. Well, 1% is 1 over 100. So that would be 1 in the 100th spot. I'm going to come over here, grab my drawing tool. So it's 1 in the 100th spot, so it's positive, so I'm going to put positive, and 1 in the 100th spot, so this is tens, hundredths. So that 1's going to go there, and I need to put a 0 there to fill it in so that that would make 100th, which is 1%. And then I'm going to come over here to my text box, click to make a positive sign. I'm going to scroll over. 100th is a 0 in the 10 spot and a 1 in the 100th spot. So going on to the next one, we have negative 5. So a negative is what's going to be shaded, and 5 is going to be in the 1 spot. So I'm going to shade in 5 in the 1 spot. I'm going to come back over here, grab my text box, open it up, put a negative where it is, and scroll over and put a 5. Okay? And as you see, I'm not filling in any excessive bubbles that I'm not using. So just use the bubble in what you have used. Okay, my next one is 1,030 and 7/10. So I'm going to come grab my drawing tool so I can bubble it in. That is a positive, so I'm going to put in positive. Click a 1. Click 3. I'm sorry. Okay, so I made a mistake. Okay, I made a mistake. So I'm going to come over here just like you would on a regular griddable on a test. You're going to erase the full thing. That would be 0, then 3, then 0, and I'm going to scroll down and get to a 7. And I'm going to type that right up here. The positive 1, 0, 3, 0, go over to 7. Okay. Another way that you can do this is type it in first and then go down and bubble. Okay, so 3 and 100th that's going to be a positive number. So that 3 is going to go in the 1's position, 0 is going to go in the 10th position, and that 1's going to go in the 100th position. I'm going to come over here, it's positive, so I'm going to click positive. And if you go, a little key tip, if you go to like 190% zoom and you use an 8 as a stroke thickness, all you have to do is click and it will bubble in the whole thing. 0 and 1. Okay. So we have negative 200. Well, I'm going to click negative. That 2 is going to go in the 100th position. And then that 10 in the 1 spot is going to have zeros. I'm going to come over here, grab my text box, and type it in of where it goes. Okay. Now, I'm going to go down and I'm going to go to the absolute value of negative 9. I'm going to scroll over here. So remember, the absolute value is never negative. It's always going to be positive. So even though it says negative 9, that means it's 9 spaces away from 0 on the number line. So the absolute value of negative 9 is going to be a positive 9. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click a positive, and then I'm going to bubble in 9. I'm going to go to my text box. It's going to be a positive, scrolling over, and it will be 9. Remember, absolute value is a distance away from 0 on a number line, and it will never be negative. Never. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to the next page here. And I want to look at this 5%. 5%. So I'm going to click my equation tool right here. 5% is 5 out of 100. So that's 5 in the hundredth spot. So if I'm writing this, it's again positive, and it's 5 in the hundredth spot. Well, because I don't have anything in the 10 spot, I have to put a 0 there. So I have to put in a 0, and then that shows 5 hundredths, which is 5%. I'm going to come, my little drawing tool kind of got a little off. That's fine, because I can always erase it. 0, and then 5. Okay. I want us to look, not at this question particularly, so I'm just going to block this out. Okay. And I want us to look at some fractions. Okay, so if I have the fraction of 5 over let's not do 5. Let's do 4 over 10. So that's 4/10. So I would bubble that in as 4/10, which that 4 would be in the 10th position, and it would be positive. So that's how I would represent that, a positive 4/10. So positive, scroll over, 4/10. Okay. Now, say if I did 3/4. I'm going to click it. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to do 3/4. Okay, 3/4 is a benchmark fraction. 3/4 is 75 hundredths. Equals 75%, which is 75 hundredths. If you think of 3/4 is like 3/4. So if I'm writing that, that again would be positive. I scroll all the way down. 75 hundredths is 75. That 7's in the 10 spot. That 5 is in the 1 spot. 75 hundredths. And then I'm going to color it in. That 7 goes here. And that 5 goes right there. Okay. Now I'm going to do another one. And the reason why I'm doing these is because you're going to see these on your quiz. So I want you to become aware of them. If I had a whole number, such as 4 and 1/4. Give me one moment. Let me fix this. 4 and 1/4. That is the same as 4 wholes and 1/4, which is 25 hundredths. So it would be 4.25. So then I would write this in my griddable. Let me come over here. So I have 4 wholes, so that 4 is going to go in front. And then 25 hundredths, so that 2 is going to go behind it. 5 is going to be in the hundredths position. And then I put a plus sign to make sure that it's positive. Click here, positive, 4, 2 goes above the 2, and 5 goes above the 5. Okay? Now, if you have an improper fraction, erase. If I have an improper fraction, that means my numerator is larger than my denominator. So 8, oh Lord, I shouldn't have done 8. Okay, 8/5. All right, 8/5 is equal to, well, how many times can 5 go into 8? Well, 1 with 3 remaining, so that would be 3 over, what is it? 3 over 5. So that would be 1 3/5, which reduces and simplifies to 1 3/5 is a benchmark fraction, which is 60/100. So again, this one doesn't have a negative in front of it, so I know it has to be a positive. And 1 6/10. So I can do 1 6/10, or you can even do it 60/100. It's going to be the same thing. I'm just going to come up here, I'm going to put my symbols where they go. Okay, so that gives us a rundown of what we did today. So for your homework tonight, of what you're going to do is you're going to come to the griddable quiz, and it's 12 questions. The first page is what you're gridding, and the second page is the griddables. So you're going to have to kind of like go up, remember that, come down, and grid it. I would especially go back to what we did on the practice to help us on this. All right? So that does it for me today. I hopefully you'll have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. It's supposed to be nasty this weekend, and I will see you on Monday, guys. Bye-bye.